What up, Jay?
Hey, hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I would say like a an 8 out of 10 for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You?
good.
You?
I'm in a I'm tired, but I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
You hibernated.
I did. I got like 10 hours of sleep.
That's awesome.
I need I needed it.
You needed it. Yeah.
Mhm.
We all need to rest, you know. Episode 13. Here we are.
The feminine. 13 is a feminine number. It's all about death and rebirth and creation.
Ooh, what are we going to create in this podcast?
A dynamic conversation.
True. Very true. Let's do a check-in of
Yeah.
the last week or the last couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you?
Like I said, tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The um our last podcast was about processing from the retreat and
Mhm.
um, supporting the women veterans. And we reminded um, every woman in the retreat, like, remember to take care of yourself. Sometimes things come up as a delayed response. And I feel like, well, I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like you and I sort of went through our own version of that. I know I certainly did. By like Tuesday, Wednesday, I was like processing so much anxiety.
Mhm.
My nervous system was at like a level 10, and
Mm.
it was really difficult to rein it back in. Um, to the point where I was like, what are the planets doing? What is
Well, just a little speaking
hmm
of, Leo is in Mercury.
hmm
So Mercury retrograde in Leo. Love it. Don't love it.
When does that start? When does that happen?
It started, I think it was, I want to say Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh, we went retrograde. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, in Leo for I think it moves out of that in September. I don't know, it's a long one. I don't know if it's retrograde, but it's definitely Mercury's in Leo.
Okay. Okay. It goes retrograde July 17th.
Okay, thank you. I was
I
wrong
was
about
like,
that.
wait a minute.
I was wrong about that. You're right. It didn't happen yet. It feels like it happened, but it didn't happen yet. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Which means it's gonna hit us harder because we are
Erase, clear, delete.
Leos.
I no erase, clear, delete. I do not want to manifest that. It's not going to hit me harder just because I'm a Leo. Erase, erase, erase. What do you like? We don't need to manifest that. What are you talking
Wow.
about? I'm getting hot with that. I'm gonna like strip down.
Oh, you know what? Fuck you too. Because
Okay, great. Wow, I had a very big
hey,
response to that.
did you
Yeah,
happen?
I got all flushed and hot.
Oh, just now with that.
Yeah, it's good. Erase clearly. We do not need to manifest that it's going to hit us Leos harder.
Okay.
Watch me send you memos of like, what the fuck?
You know what? I deeply hope and hold that intention with you. Okay? I'm on your I'm on your team.
Okay, why do you want me to have the response of, you know, freaking out via voice memos to you during Mercury
I
retrograde?
I did not say that. I don't want you to have the response.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
'Cause that's how I took it. Okay.
No, I definitely don't. Um, yeah. Let's have a good time during that period.
Okay.
Yes.
So going back to like the comment of like it can have a bit of a delayed response.
Yeah.
So
Hold on,
um
hold on. Can I check in with you? Are you okay?
oh yeah, why?
I just want to make sure because we just had a moment.
What moment? We're good. One moment.
I I could feel a little bit of I don't know if it was like tension or something.
Oh, not towards you.
I didn't think so, but I
Yeah.
just wanted to check in.
Oh, I appreciate you checking in with me. That
Yeah.
was great. Thank you.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
not with you. It wasn't towards you.
Okay.
Um, just with what you said of it's gonna hit Leo's harder. I was like, there was this moment of like, how much more do I fucking have to go through? I'm already hanging
That
on for dear life. What the fuck?
that is real. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's why I'm still having a visceral response. My
Yeah.
body is still like amped up and fired up.
Yeah.
Like I'm like starting to sweat. So if I start fanning myself, it's
Yeah,
because
please.
yeah, like there's a lot of changes happening. There's a lot of shift.
Hmm.
Um and I know that they're like I'm gonna begin. Oh, okay, maybe I can announce this to the listeners. I'm gonna begin a brand new training, a brand new certification, and that's going to mean um, but before the end of the year, I'll be making a transition out of my job and shifting into something brand new. And so I know that that's going to take a lot of work to maintain a calm nervous system because I have jumped ship before. And it was always due to like shit with my life has just hit the fan. Like I need to jump ship. I like because my life just blew up. And so um even though this is a positive change, it's a sign of growth. My nervous system will be amped and because she's like bracing for impact of oh my god my life is exploding and I know that that's not what's happening but that's what my nervous system is doing and so um it's like maintaining a sense of being grounded of like no you're safe it's okay providing safe space for myself my inner child but also like the people around me because there's changes happening with some very dear beloved individuals and so I'm just like okay I'm right here with you you're not alone because you're not alone yeah
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's so real. The transitions and the changes that then can trigger your nervous system from past transitions and changes. Right.
yeah
Yeah. Yeah. What do you want to express anything else with that?
Well, I feel like we could go down a rabbit hole with this. So
Oh,
if you've got questions, yeah, let's talk about it.
yeah. Because I know everybody's going to resonate with this because the world is always changing. We are always changing. Like the constant is change.
Yeah,
And and so go into a little bit more of like how you feel in your body, like your nervous system, and then what comes up for you when you start preparing for like change.
great. Yeah, so even in the discussion of a certification, um, and what it could do and how it can expand, North Node, right?
Yeah.
Like that's exciting.
Yeah.
And it also means change. And so when my body hears change, it can go into fight or flight. Um, and so like all last week, I barely slept.
Right.
I was I was like showing up to work and
Yeah.
his coworker who is really young, he's like 19 or 20, like he like he'll just say whatever is on his mind and there's no real filter of he said to me like you look really tired and I'm like we need to talk
Uh,
about how you talk to women.
yeah, yeah, let's not do that.
You look really tired. That's great.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks
really
so
hanging on
much.
and
I
I'm gonna
love
punch
to hear
myself.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also, dude, you are gonna go to an advanced pranic healing course.
Yeah, so I'm yeah, there's a lot. So I just signed up for continuing my neuro PT.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
I you and I are going to be attending Awaken not this coming weekend but the following weekend. So I'm prepping for that.
Yeah.
I just signed up for yes, advanced pranic healing classes where I'll be traveling to Ohio for. And the last time that I traveled solo, uh, it was a very overwhelming experience because I was still in the thick of the brain injury and I got really confused in the airport. Oh, wow, I'm going to stay here with you. I got really confused in the airport and was very overwhelmed, and I almost missed my flight. Um, and so I will be armed with all of the tools to stay grounded and stay focused and like write out a plan of like, okay, this is what happens after you land.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when the nervous system gets overwhelmed, your ability to clearly think kind of goes out the window. And this is with anybody, right?
Yeah.
Like when you go into the fight or flight response, it's slightly heightened because I'm in the ripple effect of traumatic brain injury.
Right. Yeah.
And so like maintaining like, okay, did you drink water? Did you eat? How much caffeine have you had? Don't overwhelm your body with caffeine. Make sure you take your supplements, like all that jazz.
Right.
And so going back to like this last week of like planning all of these things, of like signing up for all of these things, combined with some other shifts happening in my life,
Hmm.
it sent me on it put me on like a level 10 for a couple days. It was really hard to calm down.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
The fact that I slept 10 hours last night, I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Where
I'll take
your nervous system can actually like restore and repair.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the body remembers,
Yep.
right? The cell memory is for real.
Mm.
Um, and the last time, like, yeah, I've had a couple of moves since I left teaching, um, but like the major impact that my body experienced from the car accident, like, really shifted the trajectory of my life.
Yeah.
And so the body is remembering, like, when she hears change, like, even though it's in a positive direction, it's my body goes, oh,
Yeah.
holy fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes so much sense. And it doesn't matter necessarily what our conscious mind knows about it. Our nervous system is still that primitive, like any kind of like change or transition can feel like you're a prey and running away from a predator.
Right. As I get hot.
Yeah.
Just having the body
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Yeah.
And so, self-care, like being in your body, allowing your body to be heard and doing things that grounds you and nourishes you is even more so important inside of that.
Right. Yeah. And for me, like the first telltale sign that I'm feeling overwhelmed or stressed is a shift in my sleep pattern. And
Sure.
so I was like, oh, okay, one night of not really sleeping, that's kind of a hit or miss, and that's okay. But like when it was like 3 nights in a row, I was like, okay, I'm starting to see a pattern.
Mhm.
Um, I'm noticing I'm having difficulty winding down. Um, and then I like to have slower mornings.
Mhm.
And I noticed that in the mornings I was rushing around and I'm
Mm.
like, okay, I'm listening. I see this, I see how I'm responding. And just like having grace with myself in the triggers, having grace with myself as I'm processing the shifts,
Yeah.
is really important. Like just expanding my awareness of like, okay, this is happening. Okay, like objectively looking through the lens of like, okay, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening.
Yeah.
How can I continue that self-care and to nourish my body so that I don't hit that space of overwhelm, so that I don't have a panic attack at work, so that I don't, right? Like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's really good. That's really good. And I know people relate to this because all of us have a lot going on, and there's this modern world isn't very kind to our nervous system.
right.
So we really do have to take extra care for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like even in just like how people are driving, it's almost like the excessive speed and desire to get to the next destination. It's like people are traveling as if they're, already a half hour late. And maybe they are, right?
Yeah, yeah, maybe that is happening.
Maybe that is happening, but um just this, oh my God, I gotta hurry up and get there.
Yeah.
And then when they're there, it's oh my God, I gotta hurry up and leave. I gotta go do the thing because, this is happening. It's like, people used to like, I don't know, sit on their porch and watch potatoes grow.
Yeah. See,
And now we're just like go, 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 go nonstop. It's
for real. I think that's why I loved living in Costa Rica because there was not that like fast paced like get things done. I mean there's times where, people had to get things done, but for the most part it was like island time. Like let's do slow and steady and like enjoy the moment and very relational and like connective. And so yeah, when I lived over there, it was like refreshing because I was like, "Oh my God, you can you can live in another way." Like we really were missing out.
Mhm. So it was connective and strong community.
Yeah. Yeah. Parties every weekend where families would get together. Like I lived with a family. Families would get together. You would go salsa dancing every night, like on the weeknights too. Like places were open really late. Um, you could have conversations with random people at restaurants. Like people wanted to engage.
Yeah, I've noticed how guarded we are.
Yes.
And I say we because I include that in me.
Hey, like when you're walking out like in the grocery store or like at the gym and everybody has their like they're just like world like right here and
Yeah.
they don't even make eye contact with you and smile, it's you kind of do the same thing because you're like, oh, okay, well, guess I'll keep to myself, you
Yeah.
know? Which
Yeah.
is sad because we could be connecting, like even just a smile at somebody when you're walking through the grocery store. It's just so nice. It's like, ah, I'm acknowledging you and your existence.
Oh my God. It's like some of the exercises that I facilitate for North Node.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Uh,
It's important for sure. Yeah. Um, what else, my friend?
yeah. So let's keep this going on community.
Yeah.
How can community come in and be supportive for you?
Hmm. Well, I recently experienced this.
Mhm.
So let's get into, how typically these days, not always, because it's not always, a thing. But I would say many times if you are in a relationship with somebody, you tend to isolate with just that person in a way that's like not completely isolated, right? But there's this thing that we tend to do, which is isolate when it comes to stuff that's occurring within the relationship. We don't tend to go to our community and talk to them about what's happening in the couple's dynamic.
Mm. Mhm.
And I think there's a lot of fear around that and a lot of like stories that we tell ourselves about that, right? Like, oh, if we take this to you, for example, then are you going to have judgments about our relationship? Or are you going to like just be biased towards me and like against the other person, right? Like there's all these stories that we tell ourselves about that we stop ourselves from actually being real and vulnerable with our community and bringing these really important things that are so hard to hold just within the couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So branching out and having those conversations with people that you care about, I think there's so much that it can do. It can release tension. It can feel like like we're all holding this together and um sharing more of ourselves because, you know, you can sh like I can share things with you from my past relationships and I've done that, but there's something really different when you like share your relationship in the moment when things are happening with people
Yeah.
that you love.
Yeah. In real time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also provides like a space for like when my ex-husband and I were breaking up, a close friend went to him and was like, "Dude, what are you doing? You're setting fire to your whole life. What are you doing? Like, do you not understand the ripple effect that this is going to have? Like, Lindsay's going to just like totally cut you out because of how you're literally just burning everything up into flames. Like,
Yeah.
do you not see this? Right? Like, it provided a space. Like, when you let people in, it provides a space to like help steer the ship, if you will. It
Yeah.
provides this space for like your close knit people to come in and like have your back, but have also your relationships back too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I remember feeling like this sense of like, oh, this is the kind of involvement that I'm totally okay with. My community stepping in and like fighting for the thing that I'm also fighting for.
Yeah.
And then it was also the same person who came to me and was like, Lindsay, it's time to let it go. It's
Mhm.
this is just not like, are you sure that you really want to keep fighting for this thing? Right? Like having close people and allowing them in, it takes it takes vulnerability and it can be really, really scary. And so for somebody who is now stepping in as the community of like having somebody's back, I'm saying like, no, I'm going to hold space for you because this is beautiful for me to witness too. This allows me to grow. This allows me to grow too. Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. And that's so true. Because like within the couple, we're like you're so in it that there's a need, you know, just like if you get like a coach or a therapist, there's such a need to have a third party perspective. And you don't have to take their feedback, but it could be super helpful to take it. And it may spark something that can help the relationship. It may spark something that we all have blind spots. And if you have somebody who knows you so deeply, that is like such supportive wisdom for you and a resource that many people don't nurture, right? Like many times, like friendships can be surface level and you just hang out with the person, you don't go too deep, you never have like a conflict with your friend.
Mhm.
And it's like, well, okay, that's okay. Like that, no judgment, but is that all you want? Like, don't you want like a depth of knowing them and you being known, you know?
Right. Yeah, but Liz, being seen is so fucking scary.
It is.
It is to truly be seen. Like we're so used to hiding behind these masks. But like
Yeah,
you also hit a point in your life where you're like, okay, but wearing this mask is just really tiring. And I'm just ready for
exactly.
something real. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm ready for something real.
Yeah. And if you have friends that you deeply trust and you share things with on a deep level, like for me, it's so important that I share many aspects of myself with you.
Yeah,
I know that that's gonna nourish me and that's also gonna add something to your life too, right?
right.
And so, yes, it's scary to be seen, but I would rather be vulnerable and risk it and go even deeper into my growth and acceptance of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be totally honest with the people in your life. Like,
Yes.
but
Yes.
from a sense of like kindness, right? We've
Yes.
talked
Yeah.
about the idea of
Yeah.
like sticking into no, like of but also sometimes that means like really uncomfortable conversations and navigating that discomfort, but also being held in that discomfort. If you're truly being loved by the people in your life, like navigating the uncomfortable conversations is going to be held with grace and kindness and sweetness and tenderness and yeah, like I've had those uncomfortable conversations with you, but also with other bestie Janine, like
Yeah.
of like you where you both have reminded me, yeah, but Linz, you are kind of stubborn, or Linz, you hesitate to open up in this way. Do you not see that this could potentially be a growth opportunity? Of and then I hear it and I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you have a point. Uh-huh. Oh man, she just froze. All right. Okay, we're back.
We're back. Hi.
Hi.
You want to say some things and I'll say some things and then we'll talk about the things.
Yeah, I do. Uh-huh. Yes. Let's get into more specifics of community and supporting within the community, right? Like I brought you in on a intimate connection, interaction, chat, all that, right? And you held space for it. Like you listened and your presence was with us. And for me to be like we were all like really honest and transparent and real. Like even in the more difficult things that we needed to say. And what that did for me was like that felt so freeing. And after it, I felt lighter. And also it just there's something that it does when you bring somebody from the outside in. It like creates this validation of not only your feelings, but there's something deeper to it that I can't quite put my finger on,
Mhm.
but it does something so meaningful. And, I texted you after. I was like, this meant so much to me. And I think partly because it was a really like, it wasn't just like a happy conversation. It was like we got into like some triggers,
Mhm.
some wounds that came up, some tension, within the dynamic to navigate. And and so getting to be authentic in that with you in real time was just, it freed something,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And it's not like it was a planned conversation. Okay,
No.
we need a third party witness. It was just this like this thing that naturally flowed into a discussion, and suddenly I was like, "Oh, I'm holding space for this."
Yeah.
And what a beautiful gift to hold space for, because it also showed how much you trusted and loved and valued my perspective,
Yes.
to not only witness the conversation but to also be a part of it.
Yes.
um, I never once felt like, a third party, like a third wheel. It was always just like, no, 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 I'm a part of what is happening here. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so true. And it's a really beautiful way to um give you an opportunity to build even more trust with me in that process, like us to build trust, deeper level of trust. And I just felt so supported by you. And yeah, it was just so helpful. And the thing is like you weren't giving advice. Like your presence was there. That's what was so helpful. And then I wanted your feedback because I value and trust what you have to say. And so it's like, it's just one of those, it's such a beautiful, authentic interaction that creates connection and trust and love. And you don't have to walk through this alone experience, you know?
Right.
Yeah. And here's the thing, too, like if more of us did that, just think about how people would feel connected to each other, like the level of connection.
Right. Uh, to expand through your community allows a stronger unit.
Yes.
Um, and it creates a healthier bond and provides an example for like even just witnessing that sort of discussion, and being a part of it also encouraged me to have the same kind of
Hmm.
conversations within my own intimate relationships of like, okay, where is that lacking, where can I bring that level of honesty, of openness and vulnerability, like where else can I bring that?
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's how it benefited you. Like there's a mutual
Right.
benefit to doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And
And to be honest, I'm craving it. I'm craving
oh
more of
yeah.
that depth and that honesty in more of my relationships, not just in witnessing it, not just in like provoking in North Node, not just
Yeah.
on this podcast, but also like I'm craving it in other areas of my life, of where am I not being honest? Where can I vocalize how I'm really feeling more, like
Yeah.
in those discussions? Where can I have the expectation or holding the bar that is being set of like, oh no, this is happening here in this area of my life. I'm
Mhm.
holding that level of what's the word?
Like a certain standard.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, in other areas of my life. So,
Yeah. That's awesome. And like I'm glad you said that because I had a discussion with my spiritual mentor. Shout out Christina. Um, and we were talking about this. It's connected to this. It's how are you nourishing yourself in these different areas of your life? And if you're only putting your energy into one area mainly, that's like equaling you abandoning yourself in these other ways.
Ooh,
So, for
I
example,
am, yeah, I'm doing this. Go ahead.
okay.
Let's,
So if for example, I've never done this before. No, I have. If I only put my energy into, say, my romantic relationship,
yeah,
I mean, shocking. Leo stellium putting all of her fixed fiery energy into one space that is very romantic. Shocking. Um, but yeah, say I do that. Well, I'm actually neglecting other areas of my life,
yeah,
which means that I'm putting pressure, unintentionally putting pressure on that relationship.
yeah.
And I maybe could possibly. Sorry, I just had this realization like an hour ago with her, so I'm still processing it. But may I could maybe project inside of the romantic relationship that I'm being abandoned when I'm actually abandoning myself in these other areas.
That's a huge light bulb.
Dude, she
Perceiving that you're being abandoned, but actually you're abandoning yourself.
yes.
That's huge. That's like monumental. That's, yeah.
Yeah. And this happened in the last few minutes of the session, and I was like she made an interpretation. I was like, oh, yeah, that may be happening a little bit. Not to like an extreme degree, because I'm still doing things outside of it, but like there is elements of it for sure. And she said it, and I was like, shit. And then
Mm.
we both laughed. And then I was like, fuck you, Christina. And she laughed, of course, and she's like, yeah. But yeah, I feel like that can easily be an unconscious thing that we do, especially if you have majority fixed energy in your chart, because you're going to want to hyper focus on the thing that feels so good
Yeah.
and the thing that you really, really love, or the person that you really, really love, or whatever it is, right? And so, yeah, just getting back to that piece of when we just focus on one thing, or say we're just talking within the couple and we're not letting anybody else in, it then puts major pressure on the thing that we are putting all of our focus on. When in reality, like it's so helpful to let yourself ask a friend to come in and talk with, or go to like some sort of, like a couples retreat and interact with other couples and learn from them, right? Like we're not meant to isolate. We're not meant to
No.
isolate in a couple, or, if you're poly, like I want to include them too.
Mm.
Um, and we're not meant to isolate our energy in one single focus.
Right.
Yeah. So there's that. Yeah. That felt really vulnerable to speak, but I'm glad I spoke it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
You want to say more about that?
Hmm. I think the vulnerability piece is like, uh, and I texted you this. I was like, I think my soul really wanted to experience all the attachment variations. So like my journey of moving from like avoidant into secure within myself as I was single, and like with some anxiety stuff too, and then moving into like, you know, having this romantic experience and being into this person that I care about. And how it's like bringing up these anxiety things that I haven't like it's like I had to get to those various places with avoidance and then security within myself and then some anxiety to get to this place of, oh, you're going to go deeper into the root of the wounds and the beliefs that you internalized around the wounds that
Mhm,
are connected to your anxiety,
mhm.
right? So it feels like weird right now to be in this place because it's a new place for me to be. So full circle, going back to like transitions and
Yeah,
change,
yeah,
I'm currently in a transitional relational change within myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, same, except the opposite.
Dude.
So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. We're
well,
always mirroring each other, right?
right. Yeah, yeah. I, I, I used to be the anxious one in relationships. I used to be the anxious attached, and then was single and celibate for almost 4 years, and really became secure within my own sexuality of being single and celibate, and like actually like coached sexual empowerment to other women,
Mhm.
and like, but also facilitating coaching sessions for like couples. And that was strange. I'm like, yeah, here I am single and celibate and I'm teaching you about sex.
Dude, I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, yeah.
And now I'm in a dynamic where I'm the avoidant, or I'm like, no,
Yep.
I'm okay. Right? And so I'm exploring this dynamic of how is it that I really feel versus where am I being triggered? Um, how is it that I want to continue moving forward? Do I want to continue moving forward in this way, in this direction? Um, versus like, am I avoiding something?
Yeah.
It's a very interesting space to be in of suddenly I'm on the opposite side of the anxious attach. It's just it's very strange.
Yeah. That is, huh? What feels like the strangest part of that for you?
Well, honestly, like I'm gonna get into the spiritual woo-woo is that like
Yeah.
I'm in a space where I can't really hear my spirit guides. I'm in a space where like I only hear or get blatant guidance when I'm facilitating a healing session. And I know that this is coming into my life right now so that I can learn to like live and make my own choices.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
And your North Node is in Aries, so it's all about that.
Yes. Great. Like I get to discover what it is. Like if I really overthink it, I can become very anxious about it. But it's depending on how I'm looking at it, can also be really empowering. Like, no, no, no. Like I'm the one with the choice. Like I get to decide what lights me up. I get to decide what sparks me. Like
Right.
it's
Yeah.
my choice. I get to decide. And am I
Yeah.
going to lean into the familiar and continue to choose a pattern that I have been choosing the
Right.
last how many years?
Yep.
Or am I going to choose differently?
Right. So getting into that a little bit more, like we've been talking about community, like the external community, but we also have an internal community inside of ourselves. And I'm just gonna plug in internal family systems therapy and how, as a therapist, I help people explore and get more awareness around the internal parts that live inside of us that have been created due to our external environment to adapt to that external environment. And so, just an example that I've recently experienced in my internal community, there is a critical part that will come in when I'm vulnerable or when I'm having feelings, big feelings. And that critical part will say, um, why are you feeling that way? Like you should just be like you should just move on from it. Like what are you doing? And I noticed that so there's the critical part and then there's these protective parts that come in. And protective parts come in when we're triggered. They come in when something doesn't feel right in our relational world, especially intimate relationships. And the protective parts are there to give us some space from that person or those people to go inward and really validate our emotional experience and understand like what are we needing given what is going on. But if the critical part comes in and judges the protected parts, what will happen, and this happens with me, uh, the protected parts will get louder, they'll amplify. And then uh, when we don't listen to our feelings, we end up projecting it outward. So then I were to, inside of that, project outward. Oh, I'm not getting close to this person because XYZ. Well, actually, it's a projection of me minimizing my own feelings. So the way to be with that is to what this is what I did. I told the critical part, hey, dude, I'm not minimizing my feelings. I hear you. You want to protect me. But right now, all you're doing is making me feel even more tense than I did. And you are totally disregarding my feelings. Stop it.
Mm.
Critical part stopped. And I validated my protected parts. And underneath the protected parts are these like very tender parts. They're called exiles. And what we can do is we can pull them in, and you've showed me a technique with this, which is really beautiful, which is imagine that you're holding a puppy
Yes.
and then change that puppy into your feelings and hold your feelings. And so I did that, and what happened was everybody like softened, and I wasn't projecting anymore. I could actually see the other people more clearly. And the critical part got quieter because I was like, hey, I see you. You're valid, but you've crossed this line to minimizing my feelings. Like, we're not doing that. So, like, that loving firmness of, like, no, sorry, we're not doing that. And so, working with your own internal community is also a part of how it extends into your external community. Yeah. How about you? Like, tell me about your experience of that, your internal community.
I don't usually think in words.
I
Let me start.
know.
Yeah, I usually think in vibration and sensation and colors and energy and
Yeah, go into that. Like it's different for you. That's totally okay.
yeah. I mean, sometimes I'll have an internal monologue that's running, but for the majority, it's not in a verbal way, which might lead into why sometimes it's difficult to express my feelings. Um,
Could be, yeah.
right, because I'm spending so much time translating. Okay, this, right? Let
Yeah.
me find the word. Yeah. So for me, there's a strong indication with my body. My body will speak to me in the sense of I'll immediately feel tension in my neck and in my upper back and in my shoulders. And
Okay.
then I'm like, oh, okay, what is this about? What's happening? And then when I literally just like tune in and feel the tension, one, I have to allow myself to feel it. Yes, I acknowledge you. And then I'll ask, like literally just ask my body, okay, what is it that you're telling me? And sometimes she just needs a minute to just be felt and then is fine. And
Yeah.
then other times, like, then I'll jump to like a visual of like, I don't know, something at work. And I'm like, okay, is this part really stressing me out? Am I really stressed out about this at work?
Mhm.
And then it's like breadcrumbs, like trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But that's just how I work. Yeah, my world brings me very internally, and it's a sense of a lot of pictures and vibrations and energy and emotions, and then just trying to decipher what each of those mean can sometimes be tough, but also it isn't because it's my world, and I have a very strong understanding of it. So if I allow myself to if something at work is stressing me out, then I'm like, I'll allow myself to, yes, start with the puppy. I love dogs so much. And it's easier to love something outside of you.
Right.
So I just send love to, like, right now I'm thinking of little Mahina, and so like I'll just like picture her face and love on Mahina's face and allow myself to feel that expansive love and vibration.
Yeah.
Then from there, I allow whatever work scenario to take its place. Can I hold this within the same vibration?
Hmm.
Can I hold this within the same amount of love and tenderness and sweetness and kindness? And when I allow myself to do that, my whole body then begins to soften. And whatever other tension in my body releases, like right now, something within my hips just shifted. And then I go to my hips, and then I'm like, okay, hips, what else are you hanging on to?
Mm.
And then I begin asking the same questions and I go through the same process.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Very feminine energy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Huh?
But okay, so let me explain this is that in a world that is designed by masculine men,
Mhm.
designed for men,
Yeah.
everything is articulated and blatant explanation and blatant communication of word vomit.
Yeah.
To understand, like, what I just took you through is an understanding of my own language,
Yeah.
essentially. I would not have such a strong understanding and clear cut understanding of who I am had I not gone through the arts.
Right.
I would still be really lost.
Yeah.
I mean, my inner world up here is drastically different than having somebody who has an inner monologue and is constantly thinking with and in words.
Hmm.
How many other people are out here in existence feeling so lost because they're not understanding how they even think, how they feel,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? They don't understand their own language.
No, I mean, that's so true. I love how passionate you're getting.
Why?
Because it's true. Like we all have a variation of ways that we connect with those spaces inside of ourselves.
Well, also it's so passionate because growing up I struggled in school, and it's because I don't think the way that everybody thinks. It's because
Right.
I don't fall in line with the mainstream of memorize these facts and then regurgitate them. I clearly have my own way of thinking and a strong way of doing it.
Right.
Um, I also have synesthesia, so when I hear certain when I hear certain songs or certain music, it takes me into a world of color.
Yeah.
And same thing when I'm eating certain foods, I can hear instruments and see color.
That's so
Um,
cool.
right. and and then certain when I'm seeing certain visual art, it can create such a visceral vibration within my body that I'm feeling such a strong emotive response.
Yeah.
Okay. the reason why I felt so lost with the head injury is because that stopped.
Mm,
The way in which I was experiencing the world, like it was on pause. And I was
right.
like, I don't know how to function because I don't, the way in which I relate to things has shifted. Is that ever going to come back? I have no idea. And also, I'm a healer. So when I heard voices when I was younger, like my mom assumed that I was like losing my mind, but actually I was just hearing spirit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's all of these different, it's like all of these different dials tuning into, I don't know, various frequencies. And so yes, I do get passionate about it because for so long there was this running narrative that there was something wrong with me.
Mm,
But the truth is that I just needed time and space to understand my own language and showing up to the world.
yeah.
And when you allow yourself to do that, you actually come with so much wisdom. And then you're like, yeah, so those of you watching at home or listening at home, like or in your car, wherever you are, maybe you just need a minute to go within and to discover what's within.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. And I feel like that connects with um the need to have a variety of ways that we can drop into connection with ourselves and our community inside of ourselves, right? Like, because I spoke about the mental and how that affects my emotional, but I also use what you use too, is like go physical. Like if it's showing up physical in my body, I'm gonna go there instead of just constantly using the same thing over and over again because we're dynamic. We're not meant to only use one tool. Like
Right.
we have the mental body, the emotional body, the spiritual body, the energetic body, other
Yeah.
bodies, ethereal body.
Yeah.
Tell me more if I'm missing any other bodies.
You're doing great.
Okay. So it's like again going back to the theme of not putting your only focus on one thing, not putting your only focus on one way of connecting and processing your feelings, not putting one focus on just one person in your life or one thing that you're doing, right? Like there's some people that can do that and they're cool with that, but for the most part, most people don't work that way.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And then
Yeah.
also like
Uh-huh.
um, extending that into your community, like we talked about, like just coming back full circle, is that sometimes, almost always actually, is that we are reflective of each other. And so extending that invitation to your community, they will reflect things of like, well, I know you to do this, or I know you to be this way. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Hmm. Does this feel like a good stopping point?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Really cool conversation. We went many layers and came full circle quite a bit. That was like really cool connective. Yeah, integrative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so we will come back with episode 14. And again, if y'all are interested in attending a workshop or future workshop series, um, that is going to come probably what, like late August, mid-August, late August, somewhere around there, we're thinking.
Mhm.
And so please DM us if you're interested. Also DM us if you want to hear about certain topics. Like we would love to dive into that. And then I feel like in the near future, we will be doing a Instagram live. So where we can interact in real time with y'all and connect and you guys can give us questions and we can chat and it'll be a lot of fun. Um, did you want to add anything else, Lindsay?
Just thank you for bringing me in um, to that discussion. It showed such a level of trust and love. And for those of you at home hesitant to do that, just know that it will only strengthen your bond with that person. And there's only good things that can come from that.
Yeah. Beautiful. Oh, dude, I love you.
How did you?
And we love you all, and we will see y'all soon. Have a great rest of your day or night or morning, whatever. And we will talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.